I want to talk about a little concept that has been in my mind for a while, a topic that keeps my mind engaged and busy with thoughts and countering opinions every next moment. This concept is a really deep rooted thing in an individual's life, and I have never really seen, neither in the actual life, actually talk about it or understand it. And that concept is repetition. The cliche repetition lead us to things like practice makes a man's perfect, or more modern takes like failing more times than others have actually tried, etc. But here, I'm not talking about all those already known things that 99% of the people are already aware of. I'm talking about how repetition is a core thing engraved into the human life, deeply coded into the lifestyle, or we could even say into the mindset of individuals. We will also be discussing the good and bad sides of it, which, yes, is subjective, but knowing the whole picture clearly and openly helps us make a better and wiser choice about which side to lean towards. Repetition is a fundamental quality. It comes as a second nature to human. Our brain learns through repetition. We survive because of certain fundamental repetitive elements in life, like eating, sleeping, breathing, etc. These repetitive elements are deeply embedded in the human nature. They form our basic human life, and we actually have to perform these actions repetitively in order to sustain the basic survival. But there's a second view about repetition as well, one that sees repetition as something boring, mindless, or a waste of time. Things like getting a job and routinely following a 9 to 5 are already infamous in our internet self improvement community. Going to schools, copy pasting assignments, mindlessly rubbing fingers on a piece of light emitting glass. All these things fall into the second category of repetition. You can see that there's a difference between both of these, which suggests that we haven't uncovered a deeper layer yet. So, what the deeper layer is actually? The thing is, there are three types of repetition: the positive repetition, the neutral repetition, and the negative repetition. Let's start by talking about the neutral repetition. The neutral repetition includes tasks like eating, breathing, maintaining hygiene, and sleeping on a personal level. These are the tasks that do not directly contribute to the growth of an individual. Here, growth means getting one step closer to your goals. That does not mean the neutral tasks are not important. In fact, they are equally important as positive tasks, but they are not in direct contribution to the long term, high end goals of an individual. These are the maintenance tasks, things we do to continue being stable in different aspects of life. They maintain stability, and if they are not done properly, repetitively, and in the right proportions, they cause degradation of that person. For example, getting sick after undereating or overeating, or cognitive imbalances after undersleeping, oversleeping, etc. While these neutral tasks are ignored, this starts affecting everything else. Now let's talk about the negative repetition. The negative repetition includes those patterns that seem normal at first, but in reality they lead nowhere. It's the endless scrolling at night. It's the sugar cravings for temporary highs. It's the gossiping, complaining, which doesn't change anything. It's basically the passive consumption of other people's life instead of living on your. I call this the comfort repetition. Patterns that provide a false sense of movement when in reality nothing is changing. These repetitions feel safe, they feel normal, they even feel deserved, but in the long term, they slowly steal away your time, your energy, your time, and most dangerously, your clarity. The real danger of repetition is not the act itself, it's in not knowing what type of repetition you are in. That's where people lose years of their life. They confuse neutral repetition for positive repetition and feel like they are making progress. Or worse, they even accept negative repetition as normal and wonder why nothing ever changes. They wake up one day and everything feels the same. They wonder why nothing is exciting anymore. They feel stuck even though they have been busy. But in reality, they have just been repeating But in reality, they have just been repeating without awareness. And that and and that's what makes repetition so powerful. It works both ways. If you repeat positive actions, your life will silently move forward. But if you repeat negative patterns, your life will silently collapse. Every action you do, especially the small ones, it's like a vote for the type of person you are becoming. And every repetition, every scroll, every skipped gym session, every morning you choose not to show up for your own potential is casting a vote for a future you may not want. But the good news is that every repetition is also an opportunity to cast the right vote, to turn the loop into your favor. You realize that even the smallest actions done with awareness can start to ripple that changes everything. So here's the truth. You are always inside a loop. The question is, are you inside a loop that's destroying you slowly, quietly, and comfortably? Or are you inside a loop that's refining you, sharpening you, bringing you closer to something you actually choose? And this is why repetition is so underrated and misunderstood. It's not about the grind or discipline or routine. It's about loop design. It's about being aware enough to know which cycles to repeat and brave enough to break the ones that aren't serving you anymore. So the next time you feel like your life is on repeat, ask yourself, is this the kind of repetition that will build me or the kind that will bury me? And remember, repetition isn't the enemy, unconscious repetition is.